Talking here with Dan Bedore from Public Relations at Hyundai, and great to have you here. And you brought along an Equus. And my first question is, why is Hyundai even doing this car? I mean, it just came out with the Genesis Sedan, and now it's got another car above that.
Yeah, sometimes, John, when you're on a roll, you sort of want to follow it up with the next big thing. And Equus seems like a logical way to follow up the huge success that we've had with the Hyundai Genesis.
Now, Hyundai wanted to start a luxury brand, and the Koreans are really pushing for it. The Americans here in the American market pushed back and said, no, we're not ready for it yet. What's going to happen with the luxury brand part of it?
Well, we've said we're keeping the option open. We're looking at it. It's not something that the market is ready for right now. This isn't exactly the time to launch a new car company, but we do think we've got a really good sweet spot within the Hyundai showroom for the Genesis. It's really working for our dealers. I mean, we're seeing cross-shopping of the Genesis that is way higher than we ever thought we would get. So the Hyundai Genesis is bringing people into the Hyundai showroom, which is a great thing for us.
Hyundais have always been known as, you know, nice but very inexpensive cars. What's this thing going to go for?
Well, we haven't announced pricing yet. This car is a Korean spec car that we brought over to do some market research. We've had a bunch of cars going around to dealers all over the country.
What's the reaction?
Fantastic. Well, we announced that we're going to have the car. So we started just seeing what the reaction would be and if they thought this would work for them. And they brought in customers and clinicked it with their own customers. And overwhelmingly, the dealers are 100% behind it. So there's a lot of excitement, but we're about a year away from actually launching this car in the States.
Okay, the Genesis Sedan starts at what, about 33 for the V6, and you can take it up to what, the high 40s with
42.
the V8? 42,000. Yep. So this is obviously going to start somewhere north of 42,000.
Yeah, that's a safe assumption that it would be certainly north of the Genesis.
And there's a V6 and a V8 for this as well?
No, we will stick strictly to the 4.6 TOW V8 for this car. So
you can't be looking at a whole lot of volume for this car. This is just a statement for the Hyundai brand?
Yeah, it's not. It's certainly not our bread and butter. It's our big seller is obviously a few steps below this car. The Hyundai Sonata and the Hyundai Santa Fe CUV are our top sellers in the States, more than half our volume. So that's where the brand really sits. But having these aspirational cars like this car and the Genesis really makes it work well in the showroom, rounds us out really well.
Well, thanks for the quick overview, but let's go take this thing for a drive.
Let's go.
The first thing that you notice when you start driving the Hyundai Equus is this car has a feeling of heft to it. It feels as if it was carved out of a solid billet, not just a bunch of pieces put together. The other thing that you notice is it's a very beautifully turned out car. Lots of cut and sewn fine leather pieces throughout the interior, good use of materials as well. But the real test in any car, of course, is when you punch it. This thing moves out pretty nicely. Even though it's a heavy car, it doesn't move like a slowpoke. Like any good luxury car, the Equus has plenty of power and performance, but it also delivers a wide array of electronic gadgets, like lane departure warning. This feature is nothing new. Many cars offer it today, but the way Hyundai implemented it is unique. It warns the driver that he's crossing a line on the road by flashing a graphic on the instrument cluster and by tugging at the seatbelt. To our knowledge, no one else in the industry tugs at the belt this way. With a car like this, Hyundai has really thrown down the gauntlet. Other luxury makers better sit up and take notice as to what it's doing, especially Lexus.